This video is brought to you by 9% and powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lego! I ain't here to wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug you.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God loves.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're going to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Tay eats y'all. What up, son? What up, Nine? Gary, my 33 brother. What up, Nine? Appreciate you, bro. Miss Chicago. What up, though? First, I got two small kids, so yeah, but I did reapply for monetization, so hopefully we get that. What up, bro? My little bro in the house. What up, Jay? Love you, boy. So we reapply for monetization. So if that goes down, it's gonna be my bad. I'm chewing on this beef stick. Technical difficulty. My mic messing up. Oh, yeah. So if they go down, there's gonna be some other stuff going down, right? We're gonna be on Petty Vision more. We're gonna build that channel. I'm gonna use this one for more uploads. Some of the things, some lives still gonna be over here. You know, we got Fire Ice, we got Kicking It with Sensei. I'll be live then. But yeah, it's not even gonna be, might be once a week or something like that whenever those, shows come up. But we're gonna be live on Petty Vision. So yeah, I'm probably, I'm pulling all wrenches from over here as people come in. I'm gonna see if they want to mod. If they want to mod, I'm not just people who have wrenches for a reason. I'm gonna get some people wrenches because I don't want them to get kicked out the chat. Like my brother. That mistake won't happen. So like my family, the 9, they automatically get sticks. But other people who got them, if they want to mod, and I appreciate it because y'all know I can't see it and I need help. And it'd be helpful, if people can drop links for me. If people can remove comments not wanted, people can check people, just, look out for your boy. So we go have mods for a reason. Mods go mod, but don't matter anyway, right? Because there don't be that many of us in here. But we about to blow up and grow. Right? My bad. Smashing this beef stick. Let me finish this. But I just wanted to get that out the way real quick. But yeah, when does a person pass matter? I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought about this for 2 days. I wanted to do it yesterday, but we got busy. So I wanted to do this for about 2 days. And the more time I got thought about it, the more I realized, like, yeah, I'm going to be hypocritical on this. I'm a hypocrite, right? I'm going to be a hypocrite because I say a person's past is their past and it don't matter. But then when I thought about it, certain circumstances with me, it do matter. Past does matter. even if they ain't doing it now. Some things for me, like I don't care, you know. Um, so yeah, when does a person's past matter? All right, I want y'all opinions. I want y'all opinion. The link is on the community wall. Feel free to come up. But when do a person's past matter? Because you often hear me say, people do things, learn, and move forward. Um, we all do dumb things when we're young. We all make mistakes when we're older. We make mistakes. And the past should be the past. But when does it matter? Because the past ain't always just the past. It's circumstances. When getting ready to repeat. Like I tell you like this. This is me personally. All right, let me ask y'all this. Men and women, right? If you was dating somebody and then you learned that they made adult movies in they past. They did that in the past. They don't make them no more. Um, they did it for a little while, but they don't do it no more. Is that a deal breaker? Is that something you just be like, nah, I'm straight? Lady Shay, what up? Lady Shay, I don't know if you heard the question, but if you was dating somebody and you found out that in their past they made some adult movies, is that a deal breaker? You still dating them? You getting out of there? Like what's going on? What y'all doing? Y'all gonna make me put up a poll. All right, here we go. We got one. One brave soul answer me. Gary said, don't matter if we're moving forward. So Gary, you cool with that? Long as they move, long as y'all moving forward and she ain't making them no more. You cool with her have been? I mean, you cool with her making movies in her past? Where's the button to make the Oh, I ain't trying to report my own channel. Okay, let's mute this. Yeah, we'll mute that. Yeah. Serious in the bit, sis. I won't go over the fact that who was on what. I don't know about all that. I didn't say all that. I just asked if you was dating. Oh, I'm gonna make a poll. All right, so I just put a poll up. Let me see exactly what they said. Let me close this up. My bad, y'all. My bad. No, it's stopping for me. Definitely deal breaker. I'm telling you, it won't. I won't get over the fact that he was on top of another man. What the heck is you talking about? He on top of another man? I don't know where. I don't know what kind of Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, Jack. I don't know what kind of movies you be watching. I'm just picking with you. Let me leave you alone. If I get cussed up. It's too early, but um, yeah. So that's one of them things for me. Like the past matters, right? The past matters. I don't see myself dating a woman who made videos and they public. Like I understand, like if somebody you made some home stuff and they got out there, that's one thing. But I'm talking about when your job, your occupation, it's like, hey, what you doing today? Working 9 to 5, about to go over to this place, open my legs, go over to that place, bend over. When you doing that, no, I'm straight. For me personally, serious. I'm sorry, sis. I don't know if I said what up though. What up though, serious. For me personally, I couldn't even do. I couldn't date a stripper. Like me personally, even if they ain't doing it no more, I don't think I can't. I can't. I don't know. It's just, and I thought the people like when they was young, they was immature. That they matured, they don't do nothing in the sort like that. Even when they did it, it wasn't. They just danced. They didn't really do all the extra stuff. I don't know. I wasn't there, but this is what they said. They literally did it for it was a hustle, and that's the only hustle they had. So that's what they did. Now they doing their thing. They got businesses and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. It's just I don't rock with it. I just don't. I don't rock with it at all. It's like, what up, Nine? What up, though, Commander? The Minister, the General in Defense is in the building. What up, sir? Nate the Great, what up, though? Appreciate you. The AI God of the 2024 is in the building. Man, that little clown thing's scary, bro. You tripping. Yeah, that just went creepy. Little clown faces and it's clowns dancing now. Nah, you creepy, bro. But I got to pick with it. But yeah, so that's just me, that's just me personally. And that's why I said, I'm gonna be a bit of a hypocrite because if you did some like even if you was like a neighborhood thought back in the day and you cleaned yourself up, you know, uh I wouldn't care. But for some reason it's like if you was a stripper, you know, I couldn't do it. I don't know if you sold it. I couldn't. Like if you, like it's different. I knew some women who they do their thing. They jump around dude to dude, and they was getting trips and stuff like that. But then it was some like you call, you give them $100, they do whatever, and then they leave. Nah, I can't respect that. But if you hustling, you getting doing your thing and getting that. I don't know. I'm just weird like that. I'm weird like that. As I said, I can be a bit hypocritical. Hypocritical. What about on this question? Um, at self analyzing. I was always do a self reflection, right? And one of the questions I ask myself, and I do this, I've been doing this every day for 15 years straight. I promise you, I'm not over exaggerating, not lying. Up. Is a series of 5 questions. I tell you one of them that I always ask myself every night. Um, is there anything I did that if people find out I'd be embarrassed? Always ask myself that. And for some reason, when I asked myself that the other day, um, I started getting these other. It's like I got a little clarity. We always say, don't bury your skeletons in the closet, or people talk about the skeletons, and then we was talking about fear too. We was talking about fear, and I think people are just. I don't think people ask themselves that question enough. Is there anything that I would be embarrassed about if somebody found out? Would I be ashamed? I don't think people ask themselves that because if you had to ask yourself that, you wouldn't really do nothing that you couldn't answer that question confidently. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I believe keeps me humble. You know, I always say, do what you do in the dark, do it in the light. That way, when they turn the light on, the only thing is seen is consistency. That's all they see. If you're doing the same thing when people ain't looking, when people looking, when they sneak up on you, and when ain't nobody looking, they finally sneak up on you and try to catch you. Only thing they gonna see is what you always been doing. That's why it be. I can it. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like Tay laugh at it. Like I can literally tell people things, right? And they totally ignore it and assume something for themselves. You do that in life, right? I know I'm going off conversation, but you can literally tell people the truth and they still find some way you fake. They make something up in their head. Like if someone, and I'm just using this, um, I'm just using this as an analogy, right? So I don't take no, when I say that. But like if someone said a word claim to be positive. Now one time I've ever said I was positive. I say positive things, I do positive things, but I always said I am only what I'm allowed to be. So I never said I'm positive. I'm a lot of different things in life, just like I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. And just to put myself in a box, if you've been listening to me, I don't do that. So just to say I'm one thing, I'm straight. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just being myself. You know, like, and this happens a lot, right? Um, I try my best, and people who know me know I go, I literally go up my way not to try to sound like philosophical or try to talk, like above no one. I never do that. So if someone think like, oh, he trying to be deep or he trying to sound smart, like I dummy myself down on purpose. Like people who know me know that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody might see what I do on the outside looking in and be like, "Oh, he think he know everything." I be saying I don't. They be seeing me when I'm looking or searching or I'm asking them, the people who know me. You know. So, Safi sis, appreciate you. I had somebody come through and said you sent them through the channel. Shout out to you, man. Y'all go check sis out. I appreciate that. That's good looking. That's good looking, man. You told your people to come check me out, and they did, and they let me know. I appreciate that. 100. But always just be consistent. You know, you ain't gotta. You can say something. Look, we on this internet, right? So I tried my best not even to do this, but it's just you. We all describe ourselves, right? We all get descriptions. We do this. We do that. This is how we are. That's how we are, and we doing that because a lot of times we explaining something, and through the explanation comes association. So we associate ourselves. A lot of people do that, and I used to try my best not to do that. Like I ain't gonna tell people what I am. I'm gonna show them. But that's the thing too. If you watch people, um, if you watch people long enough, they'll show you who they are. It's not what they say, it's what they do. But you can use what they say, you know, as a measuring stick, right? If I say I do this, if I say I do that, and then the opportunity comes up and I don't do this and I don't do that, then well, I'm saying one thing but doing something else. So I'm giving you um, all you need to critique. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm giving you that. Now, like for me, when I hear people say stuff, and when the opportunity arises, and I see a different action, then it is what it is. It is what it is. It's different. Reasons or circumstances or situations sometimes, but it's the consistency. I give you an example, hypothetical, right? Say if you had, say I'm gonna use myself, right? Say if I say, oh, I don't talk about women, I don't talk about black women, I don't do none of that, and then a moment coming, I'm roasting black women, talking about black women, and then I say something like, well, just this one or just that one. Well, I lied. Any way you want to say it, because now I'm just making a justification. Now I'm just making an excuse. So, like, if I don't talk about women, then I don't talk about them. But if I talk about them under circumstances, I need to let that be known too. That's what most people are situational, circumstantial. They like to think they not some way until something happen and make them that way. That's why I always say I'm not positive. I'm only what I'm allowed to be. That's why I always say that, because in different situations, I know I'll be whatever I need to be. And if that's not you, then that's probably why you where you at. Life, you have to adapt. You have to change. That's just a part of life. Look at the seasons. The things that adapt and change to the season are fruitful throughout the year. The things that don't sometimes die and come back. Sometimes they die and don't come back. They get different methods. Some things know, like, hey, I'm not built for this season. Let me go dormant. When it get cool outside, when it get hot, then I come back out. You got some plants to do that, right? You got animals to do that, insects. Like, look, I ain't built for this weather. So that's how I am. If I'm not built for a certain thing, I don't deal with it. If I can adapt, then I adapt. That's how it should be. My bad. Let me get into the chat. I ain't even in the chat. I'm looking down. I stay positive. Charger, super chat. Yeah, positive. Like me, this how I look at it, man. Like, when too much of anything is bad, right? People think positive, 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 positive. Sometimes you need a little negative. You got to get a little negative charge in there to get things done or moving or stop. You know. So I'm pretty sure I done heard pastors get, hood, you know, and that's one of the things, right? That's one of the things when you present yourself as something, people will hold you to that, right? They'll hold you to it. So the moment you not that, then you put yourself out there like that. I ain't saying right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what it is. Hey, no matter what, I don't do this, I don't do that, and then I do it, then people can hold me to that. The words I told you lead to expectation of action. So if I tell you something and don't do it or show something opposite, that's why, you know, I'm just putting that out there. That's just what it is. That's just some sauce. What do you think about, man? Whatever you put out there, that's what people expect. And when you don't show up or you don't live up to it, they critique it. Do they got the right? It don't matter to me. It don't matter. Kimbo Natrix. Oh, jump up on it, jump up on it. But yeah, that's when a person, like, for me, it's just certain things. But that's the crazy thing. If somebody, like I said, if you If you did something and learned from it, then you did it and learned from it and move forward. But for me, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just right for me. Right? Those like for a female and for like anybody, like if anybody touched a kid, when they was younger, if anybody touched a kid, like I don't think that can be fixed. I just don't. So that right there, um, the essay thing, even a woman, like if you took it from a woman or if you're a woman and drugged a man, I know, like, look, I know chicks that drug men, and I don't know what you get out of it or what happened, but it was like, nah, I ain't fucking with you because you crazy. You something wrong with you in the head. For a female to do it, for a male to do it, something wrong with. But for a female to do it, something. I mean, yeah, I'm straight. Yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I think it is a couple other things your past do matter. Yeah, it is a couple other things, But and then I feel like this too, it depends on the person too. Like, is your past, or is this just something you do every now and then still? People will be like, "Oh, I used to be a drug addict." Oh, you don't do drugs no more? Nah, I just get a little high now. No, you still a drug addict then. You ain't used to be, you still are. That's just what it is. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. Anita in the building. Petty Petty Piper in the house. Petty Petty Piper in the house. What up, Tosa? But yeah, I mean, certain circumstances, right? And that's what, like, with me, I wouldn't even be mad. Like I said, I ain't do nothing egregious. I ain't got no record, nothing like that. But if I told somebody and they was like, nah, I can't deal with that, I understand. I understand. I don't be mad at people. Some people go accept things, some people ain't. You can't, I don't even know, like, if a person, like, why do people get upset when people reject them? Like, you gonna force somebody who don't want you to want you? Like, I don't understand that. That don't even make sense. But why even be upset? If anything, like when people be like, "Nah, I ain't for you," I'd be like, "I appreciate that because shit, now I know." I don't know, man. I just never looked at. I always looked at rejection different. I always looked at it different, right? But what is it about people past that you can't overlook? Is there anything? I mean, I feel like this. People go through things to learn from it, right? So we all done went through some stuff, and hopefully we learn from it. The people who don't learn from it, I don't feel like it's their past. I feel like they go through some of the same things over and over and over. It becomes a part of their life. But the people who learn from it, like, yeah, I was young, I was dumb, I shouldn't have did it. Then it's like those people, um, it usually don't show up in their present, if that makes sense. The things in their past usually don't show up from their present. There's a lot of people who you wouldn't. Miss Tracy, what up though? There's a lot of people you wouldn't never knew they came from like a rough upbringing or they went through some stuff in life. You wouldn't even know because they well put together now. But a lot of that stuff built them. They learned from it. They grew from it. Some people go through some of the hardest things, and those things shape and mold you like fire on iron. It molds you, and those people come out that flame real well rounded. Good people. That adversity coming up hard to build a lot of character. Build a lot of character, especially if you stay humble. You don't forget where you come. You remember how long and how hard that battle was. And that way, when you see other people going through it, you don't shame them, you don't fault them, you encourage them. That's how I look at it. But yeah, I don't think but again, I'll leave y'all the floor. When does the past, a person's past matter? When is it certain things about the past? Like this for females. Let me ask this for females, right? Would you feel comfortable um dating a guy who went to jail, did his time for unaliving somebody? Fellas too, I guess. Fellas, you can answer that too. Would y'all feel comfortable? I already know what Gary gonna say. Gary gonna say it don't matter as long as we're moving forward. That's what Gary gonna say. But would y'all feel comfortable with dating somebody who they went to jail? They went to jail. They did their time for unaliving somebody. They was a model prisoner. They got awards and everything for being a good prisoner. Would y'all date that person? All right, y'all don't make me channel my inner commander. Chat, where you at? Chat, where you at? You're gonna see past that. See, oh, Mr. Gary busted down Brown. Did he? Nope, I couldn't. See, I know the women will be more like, nah, I'm straight. Mr. Gary busted down Brown. How are you, sir?
What's happening, sir?
What
Now
up,
stop laughing
man?
at me. Don't be judging me because if we going forward, we're going forward.
Mhm.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying though. Certain situations come to be, right? In this situation that you just asked, he come home, okay, or she comes home. What is her mind state? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta really sit there and figure it out. You can't just jump into things. I'm not jumping into nothing. All right, you got a body. Okay, cool. So what happened? What you do? Well, what caused it? See, I'm one of them people that I need to see that paperwork. Let me make sure this paperwork line up with what you telling me here. So I'm different. I'm very different. I know a lot of people gonna say, that's simping when you go to those type of tactics and all of that. But what happened to people changing? Everybody could evolve, but the person that does wrong. How that works? If you live life that people can evolve. Look, I ain't using the C word, but you can improve your life, but you can't. But they can't. Why not? You know what I mean? Like you gotta really. It takes time to figure that out. You just gotta be patient with that process. But I believe that anybody could improve themselves.
Yeah, I
Just like
believe
the
that
same
too.
way somebody can get worse. A person can get worse too. So if there's duality in involved, well, there ain't no duality involved. You can either change or you can improve. So which way that person is going to take it? Are they going to take that second chance in life? That's just like a person going through a relationship. All right, we on a break. Okay, you giving that person a second chance. What does he need a break for? To revamp themselves? To improve herself? Like, what are we talking about? Everybody gets second chances, but those that done something wrong, it ain't their fault. Like, that's just like a woman. That's like a woman that's been, uh, essayed or art, right? So what that means? We 9 times out of 10 we believe that they're gonna go through that trauma and they feel like they need that thing because that's what they first was in contact with. So they may stay with that. So what happened if they get themselves improved? They go to therapy. You think they just not going they're not going to improve and not say, you know what, I don't need that. I don't need to have those type of relationships to go forward in my life. There's things that trigger people, and if they can improve themselves, they can get them second chances.
Mo, what up, though, sis? What up, though? And like, it's like with me, I believe people. Like I said, it's just certain thing. I don't think like I couldn't like go marry or get in a serious relationship with no female who been on camera. I can't do it. But I'd be cool with you or whatever. But I wouldn't try to get in a serious relationship. I don't think they're bad people. They just not for me. So even someone, like they said, someone um who, unalive someone, me, I look at the circumstances and situation, and then look at it from like that. Why? And but everybody got their own reasons what they're comfortable with and what their own level. And I think that's the thing too. Like people, instead of just trying to understand one another, instead of people trying to understand, a lot of times people just want to. Hold on, Lady Shay. There we go. Couldn't find the thing. But instead of people listening to one another and understanding one another's differences and why people feel like that, people just want to say, no, my way better, your way not. No, my way better, your. And they argue like we create a new standard or something. What up, though, Lady Shay?
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Mic check real quick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Shout out to you, Edge. You already know. Gratitudes. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to you, Gary. Much respect to everyone.
Much respect, Miss Chicago. What you got for us, Lady Shay? I know you about to drop some sauce.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I wrote in the chat, too much to write, right? So I said, let me just get up here real quick. Let me just get up here. But, yeah, of course, you always have to be the equalizer, as I am newly calling it. You gotta find the balance, right? You gotta have the good and the bad. You gotta have the positive and the negative. It's just always my choice, right? You gotta stay positive, even with the negative. You gotta bring the positive to you. You gotta use the positive force, right? Of course, it's gonna carry both, as I like to see it, or choose to mediate it, if that makes sense. But yeah, of course. So it's always a choice on how you want to live your life. But yeah, as I see it, like I said in the chat, I'm always on the positive, supercharged all day.
And that's what's up. I mean, I think that's the key too. You know, being unapologetically you and accepting people for just being themselves. A lot of times, like even this, the battle of the sexes, right? I literally hear my, I was chewing some. I literally hear a bunch of people complaining about what they want other people to do, how they want other people to be. Like, why don't you just go find somebody who fit that criteria? And if they don't exist, then maybe you asking for some unreasonable stuff. But ultimately, you want like you when men say, "I want women to be submissive," right? There's women out here who they looking for men to be submissive too. A lot of times, I question a man: Are you worthy of a woman submitting to you? Like, are you? Do you fit the criteria which states a woman should submit to? Do you fit that? Or is this something you think you just inherit? That's how I be thinking. Like, if you build yourself up to what you desire, or you just want somebody to lower their standards or change the way they think. Like, I be thinking that. It'd be weird to me, like hearing those conversations. Because in real life, I don't argue with no females or nothing like that. Like I don't know. I don't experience a lot of different things people complain about in real life. Like I used to, but then I matured and I put myself around mature people. So you don't experience immature. You know what I'm saying? You don't experience because a lot of it is just lack of maturity. A lot of the shit people complain about, like people just never grew up. So
Yeah, to tap in with what you were saying, as I choose to see it, right? It's more of a what's within you will be represented outside of you, right? So with the example that you was giving, excuse me, in relationships, right? Of course, we all have our wants, we all have our needs, we all have our desires, right? Now, if we're expecting, and yes, I'm using that word, if we're expecting a partner to have certain qualifications, do we have that within ourselves? Like you were saying, right? Do we carry that same tone of energy so that we can represent it so that it's more of a give and take versus a one sided kind of thing. Does that make sense?
hmm you still there, Gary?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm here. Yeah, I'm just, I'm listening because, like I said, for me, it's just different. Like I just totally believe in like people can improve. So it doesn't matter like how I how I perceive things, right? And if a person can't find a person that they want, they need to change their preferences. But the problem is everybody don't know how to, you know, upgrade their preferences. So they stay right there. Okay, well, I need her with the Coke bottle. Like the Coke bottle don't mean nothing. She could be an airhead. What does that do for you? Now you just got eye candy around you. Like that don't mean anything. But people are so stuck on certain things. Like what if she was to change and just blow up and get heavy? You ain't gonna like her no more. So that's not even something that you would even like look at. We as people, we just have to understand that people are going to people have to improve. I'm gonna say change because that's a part of life, whether I like the word or not. So there are people that's gonna change for the good, bad, whatever. So if that's a part of life, we have to believe that everyone can do that. Now the question is, do they want to do it or not? That's another question in its own. So that's why sometimes it's just good to take a step back and just observe people, so that way you can see if they are improving themselves or are they staying in the same place, things like that. Somebody come home from jail, y'all still staying around the same person that you was before. Okay, so it's getting ready to repeat itself. You're not looking for nobody with a job. You're not looking to mentor nobody. You're not doing any of those things, all because you want to stay where you at. Time freezes for a lot of those people that go to jail. So they may have 10-year bid. They may be stuck 10 years ago. So, you know, for the most part, everybody's supposed to improve themselves in life. As you get older, you improve, right? Hopefully. So why not the next person?
And you know what's funny? The more we talk, the more I realize is um, just how simple life is and how complicated we make it, right? Like even with this conversation, like people will look at it like, "Well, do it. Do the past matter?" When like people really, and the reality is this works for everyone differently, right? Every, everyone gonna feel different, and so many things people try to put it in the box, you know. They just try to box it up and say, well, this is how it's supposed to be, and the people don't agree with it, then they're wrong. And the reality is we all experience life on different levels, right? So different things gonna matter to us at different times. And some of us just don't. It can totally work. Like some things that don't work for me may totally work for you. And it's not for me to look at it and say it's wrong because it's wrong for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just for me to understand it's not for me and it's for you.
So, I have a quick question then, of course, for everyone who wants to answer, especially on the panel, right? And as well in the chat, right? So, correlating with the topic, does knowing the past really matter? It depends on you, right? And where you want to take your life, or maybe even say remember certain things. But this is how I kind of go into it when I ask people this particular question. Um, how much of the past is your past versus the past of someone else? And are we trying to make everyone's past unified to clear in our own past, which can lead to our future, right? Sometimes we just gotta analyze it and really ask those questions. Do we know what is what for me and only me? I get it. We have family, we have friends, and we accumulate certain relationships, ties, and bonds. But still, right? My life is my life individually, and it's not going to be the same for you. No one's is. So, again, is the past really looking at the past a good thing or a bad thing versus how much of the past are we looking at from us versus everyone else?
Can I answer your philosophical question with another with a philosophical statement?
Was I being philosophical? I wasn't trying to be. My bad. But go
No,
ahead.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. No, that's a good thing. So, it was a real deep question. So that's the only reason I said it. But I think the problem is people use the past instead of utilize the past. I think people use it and don't utilize it. But to answer your question, you know, like I just stated, I think people use it. What are we looking in our past for? If you think about it, whatever happened is already done. So what are you gonna do? You can't relive it. You can't change it unless you choose to rewrite it. But then it's a lie. So what happened? It happened. So what are you doing with it? Like like you said, even if you look at the past to try to figure out who you are today, what are you gonna do with it? Once you figure it out, what you gonna do? What do people do? Now you got bragging rights. I mean, so I don't. I mean, the past is I utilize it. Right? I get something out of it, but I see people just using it, and some people abuse it, knowing information and pimping people with it, and some people use it against other people, use it as a weapon. Some people use it against themselves. They use it as a crutch. So I just think the problem is it be used and not utilized.
Oh, I think that especially in local melanated communities, I think they all get lumped in together sometimes. The experiences and the past. For example, if 10 people go to jail, right, and you automatically say seven of them do the same thing, so that or 9 of them do the same thing. So when that one person comes out, you automatically assume he's going to do the same thing. So that perception is always going to be on a person. And even if he do the right thing, there's always somebody waiting for that want to slip up and fall back into the regular normalcy of the thing, because all of the passes are lumped up together, right? And so when it doesn't happen, they get passed on anyway, because there's always somebody looking for the downfall. We have a habit of doing that. So once our histories get lumped up like that one person, he has to fight harder, and it feels like he might not be moving. So he may turn into he may turn into what he used to do. But if he doesn't, ain't nobody gonna really give him. He's not working, or she's not working for the accolades. It's just the fact that they just want to be the difference, but they may not feel like they're the difference because they may not feel like they be seen. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying for sure. And word, I definitely got a question for you. Trust me, you just always do it. Shout out to you.
My bad, I had my mic muted. But go ahead, Lady Shay.
Just really quick, right? Just really quick, because you had my mind going. And going with the train of thought of how much of the past can we use as a tool, right? And how much of it is totally unnecessary. Now, you said something about the past is the past, and no matter what, you can't rewrite it. It's done, right? It's like locked, sealed, and delivered. Yet, I have a little, just a little theory to throw at you. Say one day, say today, I made a painting, right? I'm finished with it, but I don't necessarily like it. It's not quite what I wanted it to be. Um, but I go to sleep, right? And I wake up in the morning. Now, today was yesterday. So it's in the past. So if I take that same picture, redo it, add in, maybe even subtract some things, right? Does that mean that it's is null and void in a sense that I just have to throw it all away, or say that it's a whole new one versus redesigning the original, if that makes sense?
It do. It made perfect sense because so I forgot what video it was, but I talked about that like that concept. So anything the past the past is done and over with, right? But what happens is things from the past can become the present. That's what cycles are, right? Even if we say family curses, like my dad went through something, now I'm going through it. Well, that's no longer the past. That's the present. You see what I'm saying? Like the past is done and over with. The present is happening. So that same painting, say if you stored it away for a year and you pulled it out and started doing something, it's no longer in the past. So you can even from that standpoint, you can take things from the past and build onto it, right? That's what you did, right? You learned, you did something for experience, and now you bringing it back because with that experience, you got new understanding, new wisdom, new knowledge, new guidance. So now it's in the past, but it's the present. This is utilizing it. You taking something old and making it something new. You know, it's no longer the past. Problem is, people are stare looking at that paint and never do nothing to it, and just be like, "Man, I had skills. I could have been good. I could have been this. I could have been that." Instead of just taking that paint and refurbishing it, update whatever. Instead of doing that, doing something with it. What they do is just they dwell in it. They ruminate. No action. So now you in the present thinking about the past. You in the present living in the past. So many people can't move forward because they constantly looking backwards. Constantly looking backwards. So many people look to the past for answers for the present, and that's okay. But they get stuck there. They don't know how to take the information or take what's useful from the past and bring it back to the present. They don't know how to do that.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah, you just take what's useful, what you can build with, and you bring it to the front, and you do something with it. You build onto it. This is what we learn. Like when they say generational curses, you know what that. If you look at it from a psychological aspect, you know that's nothing but learned behavior. Like think about this, right? I'm gonna tell you like one of the ones I broke, and my brother in the chat, but our dad, he had kids by different women, right? I seen that, and I'm looking like, okay, I don't want to fall into that, so I didn't. But then my brother had kids by different women. And it's like almost destined because our dad did it. Now we did it. I looked at it like, nah, I'm not doing that. My brother did it like, okay, it happened. You know? Why is that okay? It happened because we got an example. My daddy did it. So that becomes a part of life. That becomes normal or accepted. But when I looked at it, I'm like, nah, I didn't learn that behavior. I learned a different behavior.
So let me ask you a question real quick, right? And it's just a brief one. So when well, it wasn't you, it was your brother. When you saw that, did you or well, I would have to ask your brother, right? Like, was there a fear of the history getting ready to repeat itself? Like, those are the things that like I would have to like, you know, how do I say that? I would fear it. We was talking about fear and we have to overcome that. So, just because you did a thing or you took a step in that repetitious circle doesn't mean that it could be continuous, right? I believe that when you improve on a thing, you bury if you improve on yourself, you bury in your past in a way, right? especially if it's something that you want to hide or get buried, right? So when you got that loved one, you lost a loved one, right? And you believe that you're doing the things that the loved one would want you to do, you're keeping that memory going because you did what you believe they would have want you to do. So, for example, I believe that my ancestors would wanted me to do a family reunion. So what did I do? I did a family reunion. When I did the family reunion, I met all of these different cousins and all of these other things, and I believe it was a success. The fear was that nobody wasn't going to come. So when you do a thing and you succeed at it, you bury the past, but you improve on today, and then you work on tomorrow. So that's why I just think that, you know, to answer Lady Shay's original question, once you improved on that painting today, you knocked down yesterday and put it even further behind you.
The only pushback I gotta give you is, girl, dad, what up, though? And it's not even pushback. It's just like, the words. I hate the word buried. Like, I don't believe you bury your past. That's when it comes back up. So, like, even like when you say you bury the past and improve, I believe if you learn from your past, if you accept it, learn from it, take what's needed, what's useful out of it, and build. That's what it's. I mean, you can't. Whatever happened, it happened. You can't do nothing about it. It's there. It's documented. It's history, even if it's just in your mind. So to bury it, um, I think it might become a problem later on. So just yeah, I don't believe in like burying
Uh,
or
yeah,
so I
I may have used the wrong word, right? Because what I'm saying by what I was saying by it is that, like, when you do something like that, you're not going to repeat it. So if you don't repeat it, it's not gonna be too much. It's gonna be like miles away in your rearview mirror, meaning it's not viewable for you. So I may have used the wrong word bury, but what I was saying was it's not going to come back up because you're doing everything possible not for it to come back up. So if for example, if we sit here and we talking about a better you is a better us, right? So we continue to work on ourselves, right? So if we working on ourselves, we are no longer looking at the worst of us because we are bettering ourselves. So now it's not, like you said, it may not be buried, but it's a long way for us to reach it. The only way we can reach it is we have a hard fall down. Then we would have to do it all over. So burying may have been the wrong word, but I just believe that when you're doing that much improvement, you are pushing that hindrance, that past so far behind you that sometimes you may see like a glimpse of it, but not the whole picture.
and then my because like just being honest and being transparent like is one thing in my past, right, that I don't really speak on. Like people close to me, I talk to them about it, but publicly, I don't speak on it because it's like hard for people to understand. And like a portion of it is like you just don't, you don't want to put people in certain. It's nothing. It's not for public consumption, but it's just like I don't hide it. I don't really hide or put things far away, especially when it comes to the past. Even a hurtful, painful thing, I keep it right there because I learn from it. And at any time I may need to use it. I use it as strength a lot of times. Like a lot of the stuff I've been through that probably would have broke people, it reminds me how strong I am. So at some time when I'm feeling weak, I remember what I've been through and that helps me. Even though it might have been painful, I know I made it through it. I'm a warrior. So I fought through it so I can fight through it. It motivates. My question is this: what is it about people past that they want to hide or they want to not remember? And I would ask, even because my own personal thing, like I said, is one thing that I don't I don't share publicly. You know, I don't really share it because, but I'm not embarrassed by it. I understand. I learned from it. The people who know me know. They be like, "Oh, it ain't that," but it's just the experience that I had with it, what I had to go through, and how I had to overcome it. And it's like some of the stuff is still a little triggering, so it's still something that I'm working on. So that's another reason, I don't give people the weapons of my own destruction. Not saying that will destroy me, but it's something that I'm currently working on, and I share it with the people that's close to me that can help me work with it. But um, I'm not embarrassed about, what I'm saying, to the point where I feel it needs to be hidden because everything about me is public record. It's just some things I won't like go into detail with. You know what I'm saying? But it's not because I'm embarrassed and it's not hidden. I probably said it a whole bunch of times, but people don't really know how I feel about it. But like yeah, I don't hide like I don't from myself. I'm not gonna say from people. Like I said, I'm gonna be a bit hypocritical, but like what is it that's about your past that you feel need to be hidden or pushed away so you forget about it almost?
Well, I can't. Well, that's a well. I can't. It's not. It's difficult, but it may not even make sense. So I'm gonna use an example, right? So in my life, my grandfather was non-existent, right? My grandfather told my daddy, "Yo, you're not my kid. Don't talk to me," knowing good and well that was his kid. So the result of that is that my dad wasn't existent. He wasn't there in my life, right? So what do? I become family conscious because of that. Sometimes you can use that curse to push you through, right? That fear, it pushes you to overcome. So because of those things occurring and those stories that were told to me, it allowed me to push forward, right? So now, I don't care if I got to speak to my kid every morning. I'm calling my kid every morning. I don't care if I would have to. I'm going to do whatever I can just for my children to know that I am in existence. You guys matter, and I am here, even if it's just for you to say good morning. If you want to have those conversations, we can have the conversations. If you want to talk about something, we can talk about things. If you don't want to, if you just want to talk about nonsense, we can talk about nonsense. You want to talk about whatever it is. But the fact that those stories were told to me, it pushed and encouraged. It was for me, it's an embarrassment because it's like, okay, how could you have a reflection of you and not care about it? So I said to myself, I can't do that. I have to be better than that. If I love myself, I have to love the reflections that I create. And so, you know, for me, like I said, that it's something that you don't want nobody to know about, but then again, you'll turn around and say, you know what, this is what pushed me through. Because to me, that's an embarrassment. It's not to say that nobody cared. It's just the fact that he didn't care about himself. It's not even about me. It's about himself, and it's about his father that didn't care about himself. But when you care about yourself, you do everything possible to plant the seeds that you want to see develop into something of a good product. And so for me, I would never talk about that too often. But just for the sake of this conversation, I put it out there just to show like it just sounds crazy. Like how could you not care about your kid or whatever? Like some people may have taken that like, yo, maybe you was just an accident. You know what I mean? Your pops just keep. You see what I'm saying? Like that sounds crazy. Like he didn't care. He didn't show up. He didn't do anything. Like none of that stuff. But the fact that I'm here, it allows me to see what happened before and improve on it to today, to where I'm an adult who wants to be in their kid's life every second of every day.
And see, that's breaking that curse, teaching new behavior, and that's how we break these what they call these generational curses. A lot of it, I'm not gonna say, and I can even show you how it's spiritual, man. I mean, but it's really learned behavior. If we're talking about psychological, even like running around in the street. Oh, my daddy was in the street. I'm gonna go in the street. My kids will see me in the street. They will think it's okay, or that's what they're supposed to do. And so, I mean, it's just that's how them cycles begin. I'm a real ninja. Then your son here, if I walk around my house, I'm a real ninja. My son go grow up inspiring to be a real ninja. That's the behavior. He will think that's okay. Whatever I do, my son see me opening doors for his mother. So you know what he do? He open doors for his mother. My wife can't walk out the house without my son going to grab her shoes. Because when she was pregnant, I used to put her shoes on her feet. He's seen that. So now, ever since then, when she go out the door, he makes sure he put her shoes on her feet. He opened doors for her. She sit on the recliner. He'll pull her socks off, rub her feet, because he used to see me do all that. So he's learning how to interact with women, watching me and his mom interact. So this is I didn't see this stuff. I had to learn it on my own, but I understand how important it is for my son to see it. So a lot of times, to even break the cycles, you may not have personally, you may not have, the you may not have got the mentorship. You may not have got the examples to follow, but you can learn. And once you learn, you become the example. And that's what I did. That's what I've been. That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm trying to do, right? And I'm gonna keep trying until it makes sense. Like even the decorum on here. I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been time. Like I practice what I preach. I didn't come on here for the back and forth and the beef, and there's times I could have got into it, but even the way I handle myself, people said something about me. People thought I was about to fly off of the, oh, and I ain't do none of that. I just rebutted what the person said. I did it and I articulated myself in a way where I tried not to be disrespectful, but sometimes telling the truth, it's going to sound disrespectful. So I tried my best to articulate, but everything I said I do. I practice what I preach. It ain't no act. It's just me being me. If I can avoid conflict, that's the first thing I do. Like I ain't trying to be hard. Oh, just run into every battle. No, I'm smarter than that. If I can avoid it's casualties that come with war or battles. It's casualties to come with it. I understand that. So why I'm not here to battle or go to war with them. I'm here to try to build. So why would I take casualties if I don't have to? I'm not trying to create something and tear it down just to create something. No, I'm trying to just build and build and build. So I don't know,
man. May I add a little 2 cents possible?
You can ask whatever you want, Lady Shay.
I'll just say this first off, to kind of maybe sum up and add into what both of you guys were saying, right? Because I definitely resonated with each of you. And I'm just gonna say this, right? Just first off, we gotta breathe, right? And we gotta woosah sometimes. And it's hard. it's hard to do, right? Like you were saying, where I myself am doing the same thing. It's hard to model the role model when what you're doing is so brand new, right? Because for me, I definitely had the expectations of what I was supposed to be doing, where I was supposed to be doing it, and how I was supposed to be doing it, right? And don't know why, it was innately in me. I said no. I said I don't want to. I said I'm not gonna try it. I said I'm gonna do something different. I said I got my own mind, right? And that's kind of one of the things I've been noticing that's kind of crazy, right? And I asked the question, do we have our own minds anymore? Can we think for ourselves, right? And that goes into certain things that I've experienced and viewed, right, from everyone that I've been around, especially my family, right? They were the biggest example of what I just did not want, right? So, yeah, it comes down to a lot of expectations, right? When we're going out in the world and we're creating families and we're creating our lives and we're going about living. Are we living? Right? We gotta ask ourselves this. Are we living? And who are we living for? Is it me? Is it my mom? Is it my dad, my brothers, sisters, aunties, cousins? Like, what am I really doing? Why am I doing certain things? And if we don't ask these questions, yeah, it's gonna fall right into those cycles, right? Well, my brother was doing it. Well, my uncle was doing it. So why not? It's expected of me. It's the normal. It's the natural instinct to go to, right? And isn't that easy? Isn't that comfortable to just follow suit? And what we're being told or
Oh,
should be an example. And I don't know. Like I always say, I just always had those questions and ask, what are we really doing and why are we really doing it, right? So until we can get to that point, we're gonna just continue to repeat stuff and to continue to go through stuff. And like you were saying earlier, bring the past into the present. And is that good? Is that beneficial? How are we dealing with it? How are we working that out, right? And one last thing, and I'm a hush. Um, every moment counts, right? Every moment counts, no matter if it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And we got to accept certain things, right? We just got to accept certain things. And when we accept certain things, we can do what we need to do. And we can act accordingly. And we can really think about certain things. I just got to keep saying that, right? I just got to keep saying that. I got to keep saying that. We have to be able to think for ourselves. We are out here living. We're out here doing. If it's not for us, then who are we doing it for? Right? And if we're doing it for someone else, can we get mad? Can we get upset? Can we really, I don't know, can it really be pleasant, happy, abundant, fulfilling if we're living someone else's life, someone else's wants, someone else's desires, someone else's dreams, right? One of the things that's in my family, I was gonna say this and I'm a hush, y'all. I promise I'm a hush. Um, One of the cycles, I'll say, that was just so potent in my family was having babies. Just recklessly having babies. Like, can y'all just close your legs? Why do we gotta keep having the babies for? Especially, right? Especially when we don't know why we're having them or how to properly take care of them, right? Then we got all these issues that come with that. So, seeing that, I say, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, why are we playing with ourselves? Like, for real, why are we playing with ourselves? And this is why I stand on it, right? And I am so harsh and so strict with women. Yes, I said it. Women, we gotta do better. We gotta think. We we have to know what we want. And a lot of the times we get into situations, woman or man, because we're not thinking, right? We're just following suit and we're accepting that it's okay because someone else did it. And we gotta ask ourselves, is it really fulfilling us? Or am I just doing it because someone else did it? And then I'm gonna blame that on that person instead of blaming myself. And I'm a hush. Gratitude.
Yeah, Commander said it. You don't have to lush, Lady Shay. You don't have to hush. You can talk all you want, bro.
It's like, you know, oh God, I might as well say it, right? I might as well get personal again. All right, so for me, right, I got two living brothers that I know of because my daddy was out in the streets, right? So me and my brothers, we outlived our father and uncles. They didn't get to 40, right? And I don't even, yeah, none of them got to 40. So we outlived them. So in other words, what I'm saying is that's a way to break a curse or a cycle, right? But you also have to understand that you are when you plant your seed, you well a human seed, you are a representation of something and someone. So you have to no longer be selfish with yourself. So now you have to be selfless because now you have to be an example for whatever child that you are bringing into the planet, right? If it's a man, if it's a boy, you have to be a man to show your son how to become a man. If it's a daughter, you show your daughter how a man is supposed to love someone of their gender, not love them like they're their own, but just to show how love can soothe them and allow them to be who they're supposed to be growing up in life. So, a lot of the time we have to shed our natural skin to become the person that we are supposed to be because that skin that we're shedding may have been too heavy for us to be our natural selves, so to speak. So that's one of the ways you have to shed your past to go into your todays and tomorrows.
I feel that. I like that analogy too. Papa Will, what up, though? What up, though, Papa Will? Yeah, that's yeah, you can build off of that analogy. I definitely build off of that. And I wanted to ask. I should have wrote it down. I wanted to ask Lady Shay a question. I forgot it now. It was about well, it's a topic that I actually want to talk about, but it might. I think I might. I'm gonna start doing more content on Petty Vision, so I'm probably gonna go over there and talk. I'm gonna start just putting uploads over here. Approve me monetization. If they don't approve me for it, I'm still doing something different with this channel. I don't care. Um, this will be more like the learning center. But Lady Shay, let me ask you this because you hit on something. I'm starting this segment called Dose of Reality, and I just truly believe it. And it's gonna sound a little harsh, ladies. Don't get mad at me. Y'all know I love the ladies. I'm for the ladies, team ladies. But I think the burden should fall on the ladies when it comes to having kids, like because y'all just got to be more selective. And I'm not talking about the forced kids, right? When somebody forced, that's something different. But when y'all willingly open y'all legs and let these dudes um do whatever they do inside and they not qualified to be a daddy, then that's your fault. And then until um we get a high level of accountability, I don't think that problem will change. I just think women need to be more selective.
Oh, absolutely. Like 1000%. You couldn't have said it better. You should say that again. And let me say it just, to reference from my female's voice. Yes, absolutely. Cause look, this is something that I always say, and I gotta do another video on that because I took them all down and refurbishing my stuff. So be on the lookout for it, right? But like I just said, right, it's one of the things. I'm a female. I'm a woman, so I hold that really true to the heart. A woman has to take accountability for what she's doing, when she's doing it, while she's doing it, beforehand, afterhand, and all the way around, all the time, right? And then you said a baby? Oh, come on now. Like, having babies is getting so watered down, so diluted, so just, are you freaking kidding me? And the stuff that, like, I use females, I use the word females, you're not upgraded to a woman yet because you're still childish, so you're a female. Anyways, if you listen to some of the stories that these females are doing with these babies, with these little children, you, young lady, had the baby. Why are you torturing the baby? Why? Like, are we really paying attention? Women, I'm being nice, right? I'm saying women again. Women, are we really paying attention to what we're doing and how we're doing it? Like, come on, like some of the things are just so obvious. I don't know. I use that word. If you really can't stand the dude, but you like the sex, why are you trying to have a baby with him? Why? You think he's gonna be around? And then we get upset at the man because he's not around, right? And then we start throwing out words and building up cases and putting on certain reputations and etc. Right? And is it necessarily called for? I'm just saying, sometimes, again, ladies, if we're gonna play certain games, right, and y'all know I'm saying the truth, if we're gonna play certain games, you really gotta be calculated when we're playing the games. And don't be frivolous with the body, especially if you're gonna bring a baby. If you're gonna bring a baby into the world, take care of the baby fully. No slacking, no issues, no pointing the finger. Okay, the man's not there now. That's harsh, right? That's harsh. But who did that? You gotta point the
Mm-hmm.
finger. You gotta point the finger. You gotta point the finger. And now it's your responsibility. Now you have a heavier load that you have to do. But still, again, ladies, you gotta take care of that baby. And when you don't, you see what happens. I'm just saying, look at the world right now. Let's look at the world right now. And I'm gonna hush because I'm getting a little feisty. Let me hush.
Oh, you good, sir. I just wanted to bounce that off you because I'm definitely gonna do. I don't know if it's gonna be an upload or a show, but I definitely want to talk about that. And, I hate to put the earnest on the women though, but it is what it is because at the end of the day, y'all the ones gonna be stuck with the baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like it's telltale signs, right? Like you say, you gotta be more responsible. If this dude Rusty Dusty don't want to work, why would you? You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at stuff like that. If this dude got two baby mamas, like why you want to be number three? He showed he couldn't do it the right the first two times. I mean, it's just certain. And I know it's circumstances, and I ain't saying every brother like that, but I'm saying like y'all have to be responsible. You have to do your due diligence and make sure these dudes are worthy enough and dependable enough, you know. And it's just, hey man, it is what it is. I got some good shows, Gary, coming up. I want to tell you this one. It's gonna be an upload though. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow. It's gonna be an upload. But it's called Dose of Reality. That's the segment. I got a lot of segments that I'm about to revisit and I'm about to kind of spice up. I do it every so often. Like, check this out, man. I be having some great ideas. They just don't work out the way I be thinking they gonna work out, but I always go back and explore them. Like you seen me and Tay, do this, right? Kings, Queen, POV, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know this off subject, but you know what I'm talking about. I was trying to pull up the little thing. So you know
I'm
how
gonna bring
that
it back. Don't worry.
you know how all that started up. That
No.
King Queen, it started up because I had this idea. Like I'm gonna do an all women's panel where the women can come up and discuss, and then I'm gonna do an all men's panel, and then I bring the two panels together about different subjects. That was the idea. And I had asked a question: how do we build sister? How do we build brotherhood? And once I say something, I try to do it right. So that was my
Right.
idea. That's what I was trying to do. That's why I was like making all women's panel, and then that turned to, okay, well, I'm gonna just do Queen's POV. I'm gonna get a bunch of queens up here. I'm gonna have a subject, and I'm gonna let them talk about it, and I'm gonna just be the only man up here to kind of represent a masculine voice to it. And then I did the King's POV because the brother was like, hold on, we want to talk about that too. That all lasted for probably about 2 weeks. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna just take that and make it me and Tay.
Okay.
King's POV Queen. I'll be the representation, and then Tay because I ain't had a participation. So I said, okay, I just got two people, and then that turned to Fire and Ice. You see what I'm saying? So, like
Right.
when you say change or evolve, you just take what worked, and even like with that new segment I was telling you about, like the very first. Hold on, let me see. I don't even know if I got that on here, but I did. I did a show with Miss 504 called The Sit Down, right? Where just sat down and I was talking to her about some different experiences. So it was a young lady named Nexie. The second episode, she did that, to sit down with me, but she was interviewing me. So I'm taking that and I'm adding two things to it. It's still gonna be the sit down, but I'm adding the accountability couch and I'm adding the information hub. So it's still the sit down. It's just a different thing for both of them. Like one is the whole aspect I told you about accountability, let people tell their story and they showing, or sometimes I might even have to point out where they could have took accountability or they showing where they found accountability. And then the other one is I'm gonna bring people on here and I'm gonna just let them spit, with information. I plan on interviewing my uncle. I'm gonna pick a topic and it's gonna be so it's not an interview. Like none of these are interviews. It's more of
Right.
just different ways I extract information. My own little way. It's like I don't really interview, um, but it's kind of set up like that. But the intent is different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you just take what you got and evolve it, you know. Um,
Yeah,
hmm.
I got you. Yeah, I think that's that. It's a beautiful thing when the mind starts to work the way that it's supposed to work, right? Because at the end of the day, as long as those thought process keep coming in, keep coming in, keep coming in, it's gonna fuel your fire, right? But I'm gonna ask this question before I lose it, and I might be a little bit off, and it may not sound correct. But can a woman be emotional and accountable at the same time?
That
And that's for the ladies too. I would,
You
I
are
I don't
hilarious,
look,
Gary.
look, let me ask you this: what is your description of emotional?
When they're, let me see how I'll put this. When the feelings, when your feelings trump your logic. For example, if you in a rage, you your mind is your mind might be telling you to don't do it, but they do it anyway because the emotional rage that they have will trump their thought process. Same thing with, thinking that they like or love somebody. They can see all the red flags. They can mentally see the red flags, but their emotions is telling them to give him the chance. Let's see what he can do. So I don't think I'm giving like a real meaning of emotion. So I'm just throwing like
Oh no,
examples out there.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was just asking. I mean, before I answered the question, I just wanted to understand I mean, like what, because like when you think, when I hear someone is emotional, my understanding is probably different from my average understanding. So that's why I just
Yeah.
think
So
people are in an
go ahead.
emotional state. They expressing a particular emotion. That's how I look at it. You know.
But
Oh, go ahead.
no, because I was just saying, I just think sometimes that your emotions trumps your logic,
Oh, a
and
lot of
for
time, most of the time, it do.
right. So for and a lot of females, that is a damn. I don't even. It's gonna sound crazy. Like it's a reoccurring thing for them, right? So can they be emotional? And that's why I asked the question: can they be emotional and accountable? Because I don't know how those two could really work together. So that's why I'm asking the question from a male's perspective, because I don't know. I really don't know that. I don't have an answer to that.
May I answer the question real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Um, to answer your question, Gary, I'm gonna answer in two parts, if you don't mind. So
Go ahead.
first, for the woman, I'm going to answer and say, for me, right? I can only speak for me. um, absolutely, you can be emotional and logical at the same time.
Mm.
Um, does it trump emotions? Do emotions trump logic? If you allow it, and I will add in that goes for men and women, right? And let me just throw this in just to be cute with it, and then I'll relinquish, right? Um, when a man goes out and buys a 63-inch TV for $2,500, knowing that rent is due in 2 weeks, was that an emotional buy or was that a logical buy? And did those emotions trump the logic
I don't want to say that
or
was
accountability? My fault. I meant accountability. But go ahead.
Oh no, he don't count because that's not accountable. So that was stupid. So he's not even accountable. So that's not even an emotional thing. He's just illogical. That ain't even emotional. That's just him with illogic. Because that don't make sense. You can't watch a TV sitting outside of a building unless it got a plug outside. Then you're stealing, so you're going to jail either way. So that's not logical. But the reason why I asked that question is because if you go off of your emotional state, right? Like, oh my God, like I think he's a very nice person. And then, but you see the red flags. That's why I said I believe that sometimes emotions trump logical situations because there's a lot of women that, like, word example was, if you dealing with a rusty dusty, you seeing something in him that he may not see in himself, but you viewing your emotions instead of the red flags. So that's
But
that's where the
that
question
goes,
comes from.
but that goes for men too, right? Like, I mean, just
Yes,
perfect
yes,
example.
yes, yes.
Well, then why? Just really quick. I like to be cute with this sometimes and throw in my questions, right? When it comes to the word emotional, why is this always my fault? Got a little background. Hope it wasn't too noisy. But why are emotional or emotions or feelings always tacked onto women, right? As average to maybe discredit something when men have emotions, men have feelings, right? And they do act or react or respond emotional sometimes, right? I mean, just like again with the example that you gave, a a good, decent, hardworking man could walk down the street and see a little hoochie, right? And knowing, no, I shouldn't go there. I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna be wasting my time. But we could say maybe he got emotional and that trumped the logic, right? And he just goes ahead and messes with her. So isn't it fair to say that, people can be emotional and that people, when they allow it, yeah, they can allow emotions to trump logic or even accountability or responsibility or whatever it is that we want to tap in. I just wanted to be cute with that. Let me hush. Y'all got it.
No, no, no. It was cool
Let me take.
because
Oh,
go ahead, word.
oh,
Go ahead, word.
I want to take a crack at it real quick. I agree with Lady Shay about being accountable and emotional, because I mean, even when you say, accountable, that means something already happened and you taking responsibility for it. So I think people can be accountable and emotional. I think it's hard to be responsible and emotional, because when you think of emotional, you think of more of a capricious manner, right? More impulsive. So it's hard to be responsible um, and impulsive at the same time. But logic, that's where. But when it went from accountable to logic, um, I believe that that's the whole philosophy. It just depends where the person, how they are expressing that emotion. If they can be logical and emotional at the same time. One, I don't think one we use one to balance the other one anyway. That's
Right.
how it's supposed to be, you know. So we ain't too emotional. We have to add logic. So we ain't too logical, because too emotional would be impulsive. Too logical, we'd be content. We'd be stuck in we'd be thinking, overthinking things. So I think being emotional or being emotional and taking accountability, I believe people can do that. You know, I've seen people in hysterical states say, you know what, I was wrong, or, people hurt. And sometimes you need to be put in an emotional state to take accountability, even. I can argue that. Sometimes you got to be hurt to see the truth, right? Like to accept the truth, rather. Sometimes you got to be broken down to see it. Like even using the examples, looking, not seeing the signs, but you when you do get to the point where you can accept the signs, still pissed off, angry, probably want to do something to the person. It ain't the other emotional part, the all lovey dovey, and you overlooking stuff. No, now you pissed and angry, and you mad because you didn't um, recognize or make a move when you seen the signs. So uh, the accountability and emotional, I think they can go together.
Commander asks, is pride and emotion.
It's pride and emotion. Pride, I can say, I think pride is a conscious. I don't think it's an emotion. I think it's more of a conscious. I think that has to do more with your ego, with your consciousness versus emotion. Maybe you can attach an emotion to pride, but I don't think it's like raw emotion. I think it's more of a conscious, of a mindset. And this is the thing too. People equate pride to something bad, but you only say pride is bad when people have too much of it. If they have too much of it, it's no longer pride. It turns into something else, right? So it's not pride anymore. It's over pride.
Yeah.
That's something more. So I don't even associate pride to something bad, because I think a proud man will know when to be humble. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I'm a proud man. I know when to be humble. You know. Um,
I think the word would be arrogant.
yeah,
Be too
you know,
prideful. It's arrogant.
self-centered. It was another word I found the other day.
Uh
Hmm.
oh. There you go. Words with friend
Um,
word.
damn, what was that word?
Words with friends. But
It
men could be
fit
emotional
perfectly.
too. Go ahead. You try to figure it out because
Oh,
I
my bad.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you said, man. I think. Look, this is another conversation I want to have because anytime we say emotion, we equate women, right? And this is a problem I have. I'm about to tell y'all a pet peeve of mine. But anytime we talk about emotion, we equate women like women are like the supernatural goddesses of emotion. When I think more men have more emotional awareness and emotional intelligence than women, because we
You said
give
they do
women,
or they don't.
we do. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Okay.
just by the definition of emotional intelligence is understanding your own emotion, how to control, maintain, and be aware of other people's emotion. We make excuses for women when they get over emotional and do things. Oh, they just women, they're emotional. We make so that shows like them a woman being impulsive because of emotion shows lack of emotional intelligence. And we have like a built-in excuse for when women do it. We just say, oh, they women, they're emotional. So to me,
Hmm.
that just proves. I mean, just simple observation. I ain't got no statistics on that, but just that itself proves to me like men are more emotional intelligent than women.
So I'm gonna ask this question right now: is lust an emotion?
You're on fire tonight, Gary, aren't you?
And I
I'm going.
think,
I'm just feeding off of you, Lady Shay. I'm just asking questions.
I mean, even like when you think of lust, I think lust is an expression of an emotion. Yeah,
Right. And I think that's the for the most part, and I couldn't be wrong. That is that is the greatest emotion for the most part that a lot of us show lust. A lot of us. Not
See, you
go
just
ahead,
a
Lady
home
Shay. Go ahead.
mess. No, cause I thank you, cause I need to jump down, but I had to say that first. You're a home mess, and you're. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're a whole mess, and it's okay.
Oh,
But shout out to you.
wait.
I know, right? I'm saying though, like for real, it's the truth. It's we good. Shout out to you, Gary. All day long. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Gratitude. Gotta hog down. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hope you enjoyed me being up here messing with these two. Gratitude to everyone. Always remember and always know that you are worth it. So think on it, marinate, let it resonate, and ask those questions so that you can better learn, love, and grow you. And with that, I'm out. Peace, y'all.
and shout
Appreciate
out
you.
to appreciate you. Shout out to Lady Shay. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, like, subscribe, put that notification bell on, because when she go live, she get live. Shout out to the sis, man. Appreciate you. But I would agree with that. I would say most people don't know the difference between love and lust. People have those confused. And I
Right.
believe people use lust thinking they gaining love. And
Mhm.
that's why they never get fulfilled in certain areas like relationships because they use lust to try to obtain love. I'm gonna do a show on that, man. I gotta stop talking to you. I wrote down 7 new shows today. So right now I got a notebook with over 600. Look, I got a notebook with over 647 different shows or concepts of shows that I want to do. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. Like people, I don't know, man. I'm weird like that, and it's so many I didn't
No,
even write down. It's like the
it's
ones that
not.
I know is gonna hit, or I feel like if I feel it, them the ones I always write down. But yeah,
But that's the beauty of having a conversation, and this is why, for the most part, we want we want input. We want people to jump on panels. We want people to do these things because we are not trying to let history repeat itself. We want the vast and different views on things, and it'll spark you to have a larger and more improved conversation. See what I mean? If you just
hmm
continuously do the same thing, we're speaking in circles. It's history repeating itself, and we're not even realizing it. But as long as you got somebody like Lady Shay, as long as you got somebody like Commander, as long as you got somebody like Tay that'll sit up here and ask questions, and the questions are always on point. It's never a dull point. Even if you have ARD and he brings up his questions, it allows you to sit there and view it, and it'll make your mind go into another atmosphere because you're like, okay, I really got to sit down and think about what that person is saying, or how are they asking the question, so I can answer it with the understanding of what their question is, and then you can speak your answer. But as long as you just having, one-on-one like, not one-on-one conversations, but you having a conversation with yourself, it's if you answer yourself, don't they say that's insanity? If you answer your own question, don't they say that's insane?
I told
Isn't
y'all I
that
was
a
insane already.
critical thing?
Already.
Oh no, I got you, but that's what I'm saying. Because
Mhm.
it's just like in real life. If you believe that you're doing the right thing and you know it's wrong, you're going to continue to do the wrong thing because you think it's right. So as long as you don't have that input, like, yo, you got to slow down. Like, words, you got to take a couple days off. Your mind is on a million right now. Give yourself some time so you can process what you want to do. Is that and the third? If you're not saying that to yourself, you're going to keep going like, oh, I got to go live. I need to have this conversation. Let me bring this topic up. Oh, I just thought about another one. I'm gonna bring that up tomorrow. No, give yourself some time. Now, somebody telling you, give yourself some time so you can have that thing. You are being in a repetitive state because that's what you do normally. So even if you, like you said, even if you did it before, as long as you're not improving on it, it's history repeating on itself. It's history repeating itself.
Vainglory. That's the name of the word that I'm gonna use instead of pride. Vainglory is a real word.
Oh yeah, I looked that up the other day. You said that the other day. I did look that up.
Yeah, vainglory. That's what I'm gonna use instead of pride. Because once you get too much of something, it ain't even the same. It ain't even the same substance anymore. So I hate. I mean, just the way people and pride is one of a great tool that we can use for morality and values. You know, having pride in yourself. Like I got pride in my family, and that prevents me from messing up the family name. You know, doing stupid stuff. Just being proud. You know, it's how things are used or utilized. You know. So I don't think pride is something bad. Even confidence, when you're overconfident, that's something else. That ain't confidence no more. Now you're going into the realm of assholishness. So But yeah, um, I meant to call you earlier. It was something I wanted to get off my chest, but I think it's cool now. Yeah, I think it's cool. And I appreciate, man. I appreciate the nine. Shout out to the nine. Shout out to my ninjas, man. I appreciate y'all because y'all ride, man. Y'all really do, man. Y'all ride, and I know it ain't easy dealing with me sometimes, but I appreciate y'all so much, man. We got some big things coming. That merchandise coming soon. If I get monetized, bro, we go have some fun. Um, but we will be on Petty Vision probably tomorrow. For the rest of this week until the monetization go through. We'll probably go be on. I gotta build that channel, bro. I gotta build that one up. We want two monetized channels. We want to build a network. I'm crazy. I'm insane. I talk to myself and I answer. I want to build a network. Gary got a sports channel. Make sure you drop that link too, because I couldn't find it. Like it wasn't hyperlink when you put it on that post.
Yeah, I gotta do that now.
Yeah,
Stupid
it
thing.
wasn't hyperlink. So, but Gary got a sports channel, so we about to be. Look, when I say we want to build, look, y'all, look. I understand if people don't dream big. I understand if people scared. If people think things are too good to be true, I understand that. I used to be like that. I don't fault people for that. I'm not. I don't be upset or mad. People don't want to support now. And later on we blow up. I'm gonna still remember y'all was, the people who was here, y'all still support, but the people who come along, I'm gonna remember that too. You ain't a day one, so I'm just being real. I'm gonna remember all that. Remember the people who believed in me and the people who didn't. So yeah, I'm gonna remember that because we go be big. We ain't got no choice. I'm too damn insane not to make this pop off. But yeah, well, the right people will come along. We go network. It saddens me because you look at these other groups of people. I'm not even talking about races now. I'm just talking about groups of people. The people who want to beef, they come together and they build. Even if it's on some bullshit, they still do it. They support one another. They do all that. Even in like these positive areas, it's like everybody's secretly competing with one another. Do you know? Look, bro. Let's look. I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you ever really looked at the catalog on my page, bro. But I erased a lot of stuff. But if you look at my channel, I've been talking about stuff like effective communication. I'm talking about personalities, narcissists. I'm having conversations, trying to bring people together. So many different things I threw at the wall, and I see other people doing it. And sometimes other people do it and become more successful, or their videos more successful than mine. I don't be like, oh, they bit off of me. That Nah, because you know why? There's nothing new under the sun. And even if they seen what I did, and even if they did bite off of me, they was successful at it, and I wasn't. I was told this by a millionaire: never apologize for your success. Million people who are successful on high levels are never apologetic because they're successful. And he told me that because I was doing real estate at the time, and this broker couldn't make a sale on the house. And I went outside to smoke, and the dude was like, his contract was up. He's like, "You think you could sell my house?" I'm like, "Yeah." I sold the house, and the guy felt like I came from up under him and took him because I helped him, like with a lot of the stuff to sell the house. He couldn't sell it. I told him some things. I suggested some things. He was an older agent, so he was like, that wouldn't work. When I got the opportunity, I did what I suggested to him and sold the house in 3 weeks. So he felt some type of way. And he started some stuff in the office. But the main broker told me, don't worry about it. Don't ever apologize for being successful. He said, never apologize for that. Maybe he wasn't prepared for it, but you was. He wasn't willing to do what you did with it. That's why he wasn't successful. So what you go apologize for? So even if I see somebody do something that I tried or said something I said and made it hotter, at the end of the day, it wasn't for me. Even if I made it it just wasn't for me. Now if somebody deliberately took my stuff, that's one thing. But like, ain't no ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing I can come on here and talk about that somebody already didn't talk about. It
Right.
ain't too much that I can do on here that somebody ain't already did. You know, I heard somebody the other day talking about somebody said good googly moogly, and they was like, "You copying off me? You saying my words? Like, you know how many? Like, I was saying that when I was a kid. Like, come on now, man. Even my sayings, you know, I don't know if somebody ever said a better use, a better. I just never heard nobody say it. I never heard nobody say it, but I'm pretty sure somebody done said that shit somewhere. It's probably in a book somewhere. I just ain't ran across it. Just like the AAA system. I had never heard nobody say that until my dad told me to look it up. I've been using this for since 2007. Never heard. I'm thinking I made it up. They've been using this. They've been using it. You know. So it's like I don't know, man. It's like I'm telling you, bro. You can learn so much from just observing a person. You know, really understand how a person thinks, how they mind process things, and how they emotionally process things, just by observing them.
Dang, I just what they say, a closed mouth don't get fed,
Mm.
but a closed mouth will make you understand a lot more. So we have to understand. Sometimes you just got to sit still and just observe, listen to understand. Feed your mind and not your stomach. Feed your mind and not your mouth. Because at the end of the day, the food for the mind can be, and sometimes is more nourishing than your stomach. Because you need to understand what's going on around you, and it don't take a rocket science a scientist to understand that the things that are around you will affect you, even if it's not a direct hit on you. So we have to do better in understanding that in order to break the chains, to stop the generational curses, to stop the repeated histories. We have to learn how to remove ourselves from a situation, to learn from it, and to get away from our shattered past, or our trauma past, to go on and start something anew. So the history won't repeat itself. We have the time to do that, but until we do that, you can't get mad. I told what I told shout out to HP, right? Because I told her in the chat, I said, listen, because she was talking about, she was in the wilderness. I'm like, yo, your time for you being in the wilderness is up, right? You want you you want gotta you gotta get away from the chaos. You gotta get away from all of those things. Now it's time for you to get to your land of milk and honey. In order for you to get to your land of milk and honey, you must stop the repetitious, chaotic scenes. You have to stop the history of being in chaos. Tomorrow,
Mm.
I think I'm gonna have the subject nine pieces of peace. Meaning, in order, there's pieces to peace. I know people don't. Yeah, I say it all the time. People's PIECE is different from PEACE, but they think it's one and the same. I'm gonna show you how it's not. I'm gonna try to explain why it's not. Because if you put the pieces to a puzzle together, it becomes whole. But people just think those things are the same, and it's not. But until we stop the repetitiousness and get away from them same minded people of negativity, or trauma based attributes, we're gonna stay right there. We're gonna be stuck in a rut, and history is gonna continuously repeat itself until we step out of the frame. That's why you say you don't have a box. You outside the box.
Hmm.
Some people friends is a dot. Some people's circle is a dot. Sometimes you got to open it up a little bit so you can get a different outlook or a different opinion to help you grow. No, just because we're born by ourselves don't mean we're supposed to live lives by ourselves. We're supposed to take whatever season we in, use it. If it goes away, it goes away. If it stays with us, it stays with us. But a lot of us keep the repetitive history as a season more than the spring season, the springing of newness, the springing of life. and things like that, all because they like the history of chaos.
Bro, I wish I had time, bro. We can, but my wife working something out where I have more time in the day to do go live. But we about to hit different platforms too. Cause we look, man, we got messages and we go get them out. We appreciate everybody supporting. But I'm gonna ask y'all to support a little bit more. If y'all can share it out, tell somebody in real life about us. I promise you, as soon as I get monetized, you ain't gonna see half of the content. I'm about to um this channel is gonna be more of a teaching forum, like more of a forum where people can come learn and grow. That's just what I decided to do with this. Regardless if I get monetized or not, I'm doing it. I just don't want to erase stuff right now. But that's what we doing, man. We've been talking about um, we've just been talking about it. We've been doing it. Look at the content. So, I try to bring conversations that's useful, that's beneficial, thought provoking. But now we're going into mind shifting. The people who want the information is gonna be here. I'm taking training wheels off. Um, if people want to smoke with the debates, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna just be honest. We're going beyond logical. We're going to factual. It is reality time. We just go see things for what it is. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, most people think from a what perspective instead of a why. And when you do that, you don't get the full picture or full understanding. So we only gonna be why people for over here. The what includes the why. So why just half step it when we can? We gonna have our cake and we gonna eat it. We gonna have our cake and we gonna eat it.
What that mean? Where
That mean, um, that mean we go get the cake and we go eat it. We that ain't being greedy. That's being intentful. What's the purpose of having the cake if you ain't gonna eat it? We gonna stop with that basement logic. We ain't doing that basement logic. 1+1 ain't 3 over here.
is it
No,
11?
we're going factual. We dealing with facts. We dealing with observation. That's what we do. We go deal with observation. What can we see? What can we observe? You know, um, ain't no more that like I don't do the heartstring. Like, look, man, I can tell y'all how people suck y'all in. I can tell y'all all day. I can break that down easily. A lot of times it's because of your heartstrings. They either fulfilling something that you missing, or they pandering to something that you feel emotional about. That's how people get you locked. So I'm gonna expose all that shit just by simply teaching people. Like, so ain't none of that shit go work on y'all, just like it don't work on me. That's what I'll be saying. Like, even like subliminals, right? I don't really, I don't really do subliminal. And even when I do a subliminal, it's not a subliminal because the people know who the hell I be talking to. So that's technically not a subliminal. But the reason, like, when people throw subs at me, it don't bother me, is because they cowards. And a lot of times people know they be wrong, and they just be telling you what they feel. They can't tell you what they can prove. People can tell you all day what they feel about me, right? But I haven't seen anyone prove anything. So that's why people usually throw subliminals. They can't prove what they saying. They just going off a feeling, and they rock with the feeling. And that's cool. It don't bother me because people got the right to feel the way they feel. Don't the facts. Feelings don't equate facts. So uh, even with me, I can feel some type of way. That don't mean I'm right. And I know I'm conscious of that though. So when I feel some type of way, I just look for evidence. If it's nothing there, then I'm just feeling something. Maybe it's me.
Mm-hmm. That could be true. They say two things could be true.
Oh yeah,
That's
we
what
gonna
they
do
say.
another. Commander
Look,
want to do
I'm
another
sorry.
pop the balloon. My bad. That's my bad.
No, go ahead.
Commander want to do another pop the balloon.
Okay. Whatever y'all want to do. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm with it. I'm here. I am here for whatever. Well, not let me take that back. I ain't here for whatever. I'm here for what's right. What's up? How do you say it? I'm here for the necessities and not the wants. I know, Lady Shay, you got all these questions. That's why I'm just waiting for you to do a live. I'm gonna come on your panel and you can ask me all these questions because I know.
Hey, I'll be fiending for the questions, Lady Shay. I love that. I love when people question me. Um, it don't do nothing but help me delineate. That's all it do. Just help me be a little bit more descriptive.
And I know everybody that started with us may not be here with us, but that's the reason why we ask for participation. Because if word is telling y'all a better you is a better us, we need your input for us to become all better. It just can't be the regular people. You understand what I'm saying? And then when the thing starts to roll along, because when the thing is correct, when you're doing your best, the rest is going to be added to it. You can't be surprised and say, well, they forgot about us. Nobody's forgotten. You guys got to add so you can get on the ship with us, ride the boat, get on the train, whatever you want to call it. A better you is a better us means you got to help us as we help you. It's this is the revolving circle that people talking about. This
Hmm.
is not the repetitiveness that we're not talking about. We're talking about the repetitiveness of you helping us, we helping you, I help you, you help me, and we grow at the same time. It's not about who's smarter, who's not. It's about the growth process. We are not grown. We are not. We are always. We're never going to be grown because it's too much information for us not to know everything.
Commander, what up, though, nine?
What up, Nine? What's up, word, Gary?
Hey,
You know when I drop the link in the chat, that's because I'm coming up.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, she coming.
Then I erase it really quick.
Like she coming.
Yeah. Another pop the balloon. That was fun. I don't know. Did you guys have fun that
Yeah,
time?
I have fun. I wouldn't mind because like I said, I'm trying to build the other channel. I wouldn't mind doing that. Picking a day. Just let me know when it come out. I can even if you watch it, I can react to it raw. But yeah, I like the pop the balloon. I like that.
I
I've
haven't
been
watched the new ones yet.
I've been
Just
watching
a little bit.
the 20 versus one. I've been watching that. It's crazy. I only watched the one with Lil Bootsy and Lil Woody. Like they're just crazy.
Oh, I haven't. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I didn't either. It just popped up, and I was like, I ain't got nothing else to watch. Let me watch this, and I'm like, oh, they tripping.
The only thing is
uh,
that like I forget these are real people who are on here reading our comments or listening. You know what I mean? Like, and then we say things that are petty that can hurt their feelings.
Well, we don't get too petty, and we truthfully petty. We look, our petty is righteous. Okay.
he said he ain't gonna use that word.
I didn't say. I said I want to go use the word righteous.
Yep.
Uh, okay. Our pettiness is divine. Then
There you go. That ain't righteous. You good to go.
my pettiness is divine. I got divine pettiness coming out of me. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, but it's crazy because sometimes that word just suit, even if you don't want to use it. It just suited for those situations. Like I know I said change about 6 times today, but it just
Hmm.
suited because you have to understand. just because you don't like the word, it may reach somebody else by using that very word that you hate. So sometimes you just gotta say it just so it resonate with people. So I get it. I was just being petty. I'm learning how to be petty. Thanks, word.
You
I mean,
welcome, man.
those people got to know that they're open to criticism once they come on a show. Like even us, we come on this panel. It's an open forum. We're open for criticism. Like people are just gonna do that. But some people, they're not ready for the type of criticism that they're gonna receive.
You know what? If somebody tell me I'm not boring or my voice ain't low, or if they don't tell me something like that, then I be thinking they lying. I kind of expect them to even like with my iPads. That's why when people say stuff you ain't noticed, long as they ain't being disrespectful, I joke with them and I laugh. People come in here, oh man, you boring, your voice put me to sleep, and I'm like, yeah, bro, they call me NyQuil. Come through if you need to take a nap. I expect that. It is my voice, bro. I be listening back, falling asleep, listening to my own shit. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I just turn
Yeah,
the word video on and I just go to sleep. I gotta make sure I ain't got nobody on the panel though,
it's
because
true.
when y'all start talking, I wake up. But when I'm just talking, oh no, I go to sleep.
Well, if you're talking like calm, low, and then I come in here all loud and you know,
Yeah, interrupting my nap time.
I've been told I'm loud. Sometimes I try to just like talk lower. But yeah, I've been told that I should do ASMR or like read stories for people to fall asleep.
You got a soothing voice. I don't think it's a sleepy voice like mine.
We also have to take into account the time, the hour that we're on here. It's late. It's
Mm-hmm.
wee hours of the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
God.
so I just think Commander, she has a she has a powerful soothing voice. I don't even know if that makes sense, but
Mm-hmm.
it
Thank you,
is
Gary.
like
That's what's up.
her her voice is on point, but it's soothing. She's like David to Saul. Play the
But
music,
see,
know that devil is in there, but you just say something. All right, Commander said, chill out. It's time to calm down. Chill out.
but to some people, my voice might be annoying. It's to each their own. I don't get
Yeah,
offended.
it's
I
always to each their own.
I think you missed your calling. You should have either been a negotiator or a White House press secretary.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I can see
That's better
that.
than some of the other things I've been told. That's good.
No, because she can articulate some words. I don't know if she types, but you know what I mean. But she'll pull up some words and it's like, all right, that's exactly what I said. And you're like, we didn't hear you say it, but you said it, so we heard it. Like, wait, how that?
I try, Gary, but it's hard for me sometimes to express myself. But I try. I fumble,
that
like put my foot in my mouth sometimes. Like sometimes you say something and you don't realize until you hear it back or after you said it, like, oh shoot, that sounded bad. Like I was coming for someone, even though it kind of fit, but that's not what I meant to do.
I think
It,
sometimes that we put so much expectation on ourselves that we may be saying that we doing something wrong, and it's not even wrong. It's just the way somebody received it was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, oops, my bad. I didn't. That wasn't my intention, but I can't tell somebody how to receive my words. Like if you
I'm
say, "Listen, the apple don't fall far from the tree." Somebody might get offended by that, and I'm like, okay, I'm just telling you that's how it is. Like, hey, it don't fall. That's how some people regenerate. You got moms that like daughters and fathers like sons. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, but somebody may get offended.
Yeah, I was about to say that happens a lot. With me, just talking about behavior, personality. I say something and then to match somebody like I wasn't even thinking about you. That's all on you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, no, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the behavior that's in the book. You can read the same thing I said in the book. So is the book talking about you too? Like,
If the shoe fits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would click past the channel and people would be like, "Black men and interracial marriages are bad for the black community." I'd be like, "Damn, they are. They ain't talking about me." But yeah, I understand. You know, like shit, I hear shit all the time, and if I choose to associate with it, then that's me. Or, I might even fit some of the quote. Like I said, it's you go through the internet, you'll see, black man and interracial relationship. I went and like every so often I go and look at my head, like on your YouTube thing, like some stuff just automatic, like YouTube will hide it, and you got to get permission. Man, I went and checked it. I had three statements about me being married outside my race.
Oh, the hidden ones, the hidden
Yeah, I
comments.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I haven't searched it, but I did it because I seen a comment that I'd never seen before. So I'm like, is this hidden? It popped up on the main screen. So when I went to the actual comment screen, I didn't see it. And it's not, it was a response from another response. That's why I didn't see it on the main because I already respond. So anyway, so I couldn't find it. So I thought it was hidden. And when I went to hidden, I'm like, damn, this was back in April. Like this one was in June. Like, damn, these people. I was just now finding out my wife ain't black. Okay.
Yeah, that's like a whole another show, like a whole topic.
Yeah, I'm going to do it one day.
Because like sometimes, sometimes the first reaction might be to feel like, why is he with her? Or, like,
Hmm.
why is he choosing, not always outside his race? Like, sometimes the first reaction is to feel some sort of way. And then you gotta like chill out.
That's like I got two cousins that's married to white girls, right? And they both successful. So what's most commonly said is when black men become successful, they look for women outside their race. When they both kind of grew up with these girls, they know them before they were successful. These girls was there before they was. My wife was with me when I was broke. Before I had anything, my wife was with me. You see what I'm saying? So, and
Yeah.
then you say that you be like, oh, like I had people tell me this. Oh well, ain't no woman, one no black woman go deal with your broke ass.
Oh,
Like
snap.
what? Oh, so I had to go outside my race. This is what this girl told me one day. She said I had to go outside my race and find a woman that her race didn't even want because we both ain't shit. I'm like, my wife got degrees and licenses and she was successful before she knew me. Like she got mansions, her family got mansions over in Iraq. Like she did not need me. It is she had people begging for her hand in marriage.
But
She
for some
said,
scenarios, it's true. Not all
yeah,
scenarios.
yeah. Some scenarios it is true, but that's what I'm saying. That this is how feeble-minded people are. They experience something and associate that to the world. They don't understand that circumstances and situations are different for everyone. Everyone has their own reality, So even if you've seen something 10 times, that don't make it the same thing the 11th time you see it. It can be something totally different.
Yeah. But there are some families who like pressure their kids to marry a Caucasian, marry a Caucasian,
Mm-hmm.
because they think
By
that
their race.
it's better.
Uh,
Yeah, it ain't always better.
Yeah,
Just saying.
especially for foreign people. I mean, that happened a lot. I hear that a lot. Like with foreign people, like working in the hospital, it's like people pressured to marry. Like they family came from over. First they first generation here. They mother and father came from overseas, and this one girl, she was like, "Yeah, my dad keep telling me to find me a nice white boy. Like, hopefully he Jewish. Like what? Like yeah. Like she was Asian." And she was like, damn. She was like, I don't want to marry no white boy. She liked this Muslim guy. She was like, she wanted to
Hmm.
convert. They get married. She was a what is it, CNA? We call them patient care techs, but she was a patient care tech and he was a nurse. Now he's a PA and she's a nurse working to become a PA, and she converted her religion over to Islam to be with him. I
Nice.
mean, that's just they just in love, man.
I feel like it would
Yeah,
be harder. Like me personally, I felt like I needed to be with someone that I could relate to.
And
Like I don't know.
that's the thing too. Like, um, I don't like with me and my wife. I really, I think people think so much of like race, like differences in culture that you can't relate to, but it's so many other things you do relate to. Like me and my wife, even when it comes to like black things, like when George Floyd died, she was like, "I'm not understanding," you know. So I'm explaining to her, when they were killing all the Syrian people over in Iraq, they was cutting their heads off, throwing them off cliffs. I'm asking her, but I'm not judging it. I'm asking, is if you got the respect for that person when something like significant happened culture wise, you will want to understand and learn, you know.
right.
Um, so, but the similarities, I mean, is we got more similarities than we got differences. I think you find that out in people, just like even people in this chat. I'm pretty sure are we. If I start saying how I am, or people we'd be like, damn. Even though we come from different races, different parts of you'll have a lot of similarities, like morals and values. All that stuff translate. You know, just I think it's more about like when you relate to someone. I think it's more about being open minded to understand even in the differences of similar things. Like my wife got this. They call it pacha, right? Is lamb intestines. Well, I grew up eating pig intestines. Different animal, same thing though. we we eating intestines. A lot of the like family values. Like my grandmother, she didn't want her kids moving out her home until they either went to school or got married. That's how my wife's family is. They don't leave out the home unless they go to school or get married.
That's old school.
Yeah, you see, but there's a lot of black families that did that back in the day too. You stayed
That's
home
how
until
it's supposed
you got
to be.
married and went to school. Yeah, but I mean that's the cultures. I think like Gary always say, the negative things are a lot louder. We have focused and pay more attention to the differences instead of focusing on the similarities. Just like even people in this chat. I mean, we different races, different colors, different backgrounds. Came up different ways, but we find the similarities. We focus on the similarities versus the differences.
But
And
even oh
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Oh no,
Go
no, no.
ahead.
I was done.
When we were watching the pop the balloon, Gary made a comment. I can't remember what exactly, but it was like something like, black women and black men together. What did you say, Gary? I can't remember. But I know like there's a lot of families who rather, people stay within their race. Like it's better, you know?
No, it's just that people just believe that that we have to stay within our own race. But I think we have so much disadvantage that we don't like each other for whatever reason that we don't even view ourselves like that. Right? We too busy worrying about the light skinned person wanting to go against the dark skinned person and all of this other nonsense. You got people who don't understand that they're black and well, they're melanated and they don't think they are, and it's just so much chaos that we don't even understand that we can all we all we can be one human being, but all of these tags has got us all over the place, so we can't even function as a unit as it is. Not a nationality, not a race. We're supposed to be human beings first, but we don't even see ourselves because history has told us that we are not human. That history damn near erased that we're human beings. You can, you need you have the right to bear arms, but you got to buy a license to bear arms. How does that work? You see what I mean? Like we forget our natural rights from our moral rights. Now it's just legal rights. Like we just go through so much, and that's because history's telling us that as long as man do something, our natural things is being shredded from us each and every day.
And even that, I understand because even people like my wife's cousin, like he'll tell you in a minute he marrying an Assyrian woman because he don't want his race to go extinct. And different people feel different ways, about it. They have their own reasons for it. But I mean, I understand it too. From but even if you think about it, it has always been like this. People try to make it seem like it's not, but people used to send their daughters to a whole new land to marry this other guy to keep peace between the two, countries or the two tribes. They even did it in tribal. So, like, far as mixing, even within the melanated people, they always did it. The Mexicans, they always did it. People always been humans always been mixing with other humans. But I can see from certain standpoints, like if your race of people about to go extinct, I can understand. Sometimes people just have pride, you know. This
Right.
is, that's just
Like they feel proud to see like a black healthy couple,
yeah,
black
people.
love.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't feel nothing wrong with that. Just like me,
Yeah, I don't see
going
anything wrong.
outside. I don't like when people say, "Oh, why you married your wife?" It wasn't because she wasn't black, and it wasn't because she. It's because I fell in love with her. I wouldn't have cared what color she was. Like the bond that we got, the understanding that we got. Why would I? Because she's not black, I'm supposed to forsake happiness. I'm straight. Like I have peace. I have solace. I have everything that. Well, some people use money to get what I got, and when their money gone, what I got is gone too.
Mm.
They want that woman to adore them, to love them for who they are, and people buy that sometimes. But when the money ain't there, then the product ain't there. The product leaves. Go to the next one. So, I mean, I got it for free. I got it.
Like,
You know.
Lady Shay's laughing. She said, "Okay, I'm done." Gary,
I'm
what'd you do to her? Sorry, word. No, I'm listening to what you said. I'm
of
sorry.
mindset of state. Is it because of emotion versus accountability? Um, nah, like I, I don't think that's a good combination because, like I said, when you look at emotions, or even when you think about emotion and the effect of emotion, look at cause and effect, right? Um, I would say emotions make people take more accountability because emotion puts you in that capricious state, right? That impulsive state where you won't be responsible. So I would say um, emotion versus responsibility, but I wouldn't even equate those two together because, um, I mean, to compare and contrast, uh, because emotion is more, like I said, is more like the cause and what you have to be responsible for. That responsibility will also be a cause, but is almost two different ends of a plane. It's like compare Russia to China as far as landmass, not resources and anything, but just the landmass. Um, so I would say more the current mind state is people's logic is that constant conflict with their emotions. Either people are overthinking things and becoming um,
I'm about to go
paranoid.
down rabbit hole.
Even people overthink things and become paranoid, or they become impulsive and take action too quick. So it's like they working against one another. instead of working
Word
with
trying to
one
get us in trouble.
another.
Word trying to get us in trouble. Cause now I'm about to see. Now, what was that? So is emotion a cause, an effect, both? What is it?
Emotion could be either one.
Okay.
It could be either one. I mean, the
All right.
emotion. I mean, you can. Somebody can. The emotion can be the effect of what somebody doing, or it can be the cause of what you did, or vice versa.
We gotta do it. We gotta do something about emotions.
I've been
It
trying to
hits
teach people.
it's too
Uh,
many different it's too many different not a meaning, but it could be a noun, it could be a verb, an adverb, it could be so many different things. Just the emotions itself, hate, love, lust, all of these things. It can be so many different things at one time, and it's just crazy. That's why emotions have a lot of power in people, because it's not just it can be a verb, it can be an adverb. Some people will make it a noun. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so crazy how people just use these things and just throw it on a wall and see where it sticks type scenario. It's crazy.
You could
What
be
people
having a meal and then it brings back a memory and emotion from the past,
mm-hmm.
or a smell even.
Mm-hmm. I tried to explain it to y'all. Y'all just didn't want to listen. Y'all think I'm crazy. I told y'all what y'all emotions and feelings are. That's your communication with you and the soul. It's an internal feeling. It's trying to tell you something.
Like they
try
say, you might forget your experience with someone, like details, but when you see them, you feel the emotion, like you feel some
Mm-hmm.
sort of way, like good or bad, even though you don't remember exactly, but you know how they made you feel.
And I explained that. I don't know if you was in that one, Commander, but your memories, how do you download them? I'm gonna prove it too. We'll always get y'all stuff in observation. All right. I'm gonna prove it. Look, bro, look. Bro. I got a 146 on my IQ test, bro. I'm a little gifted. I'm a little touched by something. All right, but I'm gonna prove it. Just observation. We ain't got to go to no spooky, no. You don't need no scientist or nothing to tell you. You'll be able to observe exactly what I'm telling you. But you download memories with emotions. That's how you download the memory. So, like you just said, right? Um, you might not even remember someone until one of them senses, right? That you attach to the emotion and make you feel good or bad. So when you download information, you use your five senses, right? And the way you attach it is with an emotion, and those emotions range, from good or bad. And sometimes it might be suppressed until you use one of them five senses and it recalls that emotion, because the stronger the emotion, the clearer usually um, the memory is, right? Or
Yeah, so if you
even,
really if you want to memorize something, you want to attach something emotional to it,
right?
like an
Well,
emotional thought to be able to memorize it better,
oh, you go
to
do that
recall it.
regardless. You go do that regardless. You want to focus on the sense that you're using, because, like, like I said, you got five senses. You can use all five senses to download a memory. So, say like I couldn't remember someone. So when I see them, that's sight, right? And then I start remembering how that person smelled, maybe, you know. And if the smell was good, now the memory of the person is becoming clear. And then maybe I rub that dang so, and then that made me feel good again. So now the memory getting clear. And with every sense that you use, it like kind of unlocks different parts of the. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what when I get monetized, Under the members only, I'm gonna teach y'all how to use y'all 5 senses that y'all don't use. Y'all don't use them. They use y'all. Your senses use you. You don't use your senses. I'm gonna prove that too.
What about the sixth sense?
I can take it to 13. You want? I can take it to 13, but your sixth sense is intuition. Your sixth sense is intuition. I can open all 12. I mean, I can open all 13 gates. People say 12, but I know 13. I can't. I haven't practiced them all. Some of them
Have
I
you talked
can.
Oh my
about that
God!
one yet? Have
No,
you had
I
it?
haven't.
No?
I haven't.
Alright,
I'm
that's a
not.
good one.
I can only do 7. Honestly, to be honest with you, me
Commander, don't give him
personally.
no ideas. That's gonna be
No. Oh
a
no.
premiere.
No, I already, bro. Do you look? If I was a recorder, like a pre-recorder guy, man, I would have had so much content by now. I didn't wrote the show for it, bro. I got the show written for emotional addiction. I was supposed to do that months ago. I just didn't do it because I don't want to pre-record it. But I think it'll be a waste if I do it live. I got the show. I got a couple. I got them in my thing in my StreamYard loaded up. I just gotta go into it and hit record. I already got it set up. I already got all the descriptions, I got all that stuff up. I just ain't recorded it. I'm not
You
good
can
at.
you can
I
just
get.
write something out and have the AI voice talk it out.
Yeah, I tried that. I ain't like that.
No?
Nah, I ain't
Was
like
it
that.
lacking emotion?
It was. It was like in that Even I didn't like the way the AI said "what up" though. So I was
I
like,
was
nah.
gonna say that it was lacking the what up though.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it said it. I don't. I don't. It was saying it in an Australian voice. What up, though, mate? Like, hold on, I ain't even put mates there, bro. What is going on? Like,
That's funny.
You from Australia? Word. I knew you was from not here. I knew you wasn't from here.
man, I'm from. I was living in Australia in my past life, bro. In
It's
that other
possible.
dimension, I'm in Australia in another dimension.
Yeah, you should touch on why is it that other like accents, like why is it that people take to other accents where they're like, you could cuss me out in that accent and I love it. You know? Why do
Cause they
people
freaks. I'm
feel
just
that way?
playing.
Why do they feel that way with different
Hey,
accents?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. I will be 100% honest. If a British guy came threatening me, I wouldn't care. I'd probably laugh at him. I couldn't. I can't take that. It just don't sound serious to me. You bloody
Yeah, cheeky
yonker.
fellow.
Like what? Like you bloody yonker. What they call us? You bloody Yankees, Yonkers. They don't call us Yankees though. They say Yonker.
They
I
don't call
wouldn't take.
Yankees no more.
I don't know, bro. They just sound fun. I was
Yankees?
listening to one of Riaz's raps, like
Yankees.
his rap people dude was talking all hard. I'm looking like, bro, I'm
Oh, I
just
can't
waiting.
understand it.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, I'm just waiting for some fluffy bunny rabbits or something to pop up, some squirrels with heart balloons, or
Why?
because it just don't sound gangster. Like it don't
Doesn't
sound.
sound the same.
No, it
Yeah.
don't. Like, bro, you can't. Like, even when
Mm.
my brother, he talks so proper. I'd be like, bro, don't threaten nobody. It just don't sound right.
It sounds like the Wish version.
Like, bro, that just don't. I'm a laugh. I mean, don't get mad at me. Like, man, it'd be somebody from the UK with a gun in my face. I'm gonna blow your bloody head off. I'm gonna start laughing. I'm gonna die, bro. I know I am. They go get mad and pop me because I'm gonna start laughing at them. Like, bro, are we serious right now? I'm gonna be looking for Ashton Kutcher to fall out the sky somewhere. Like, I'm getting pumped right now because this can't be real, man. Like you can't talk to me like that and expect me to be afraid or scared or intimidated or nothing. It just don't.
Are you ready to go, mate?
Yeah, yeah, I just don't feel intimidated about it. I'm sorry. That's just me though. I mean, that's why I don't want no smoke with nobody from the UK because they'd be serious and I won't know it. What up,
I'm
young
telling you,
Riaz? I
people.
was
Yeah.
just talking about you. But let
Uh-oh, his
me.
ears are ringing.
I know. Let me get my butt on here. It's three
Good
something.
morning.
What up, young Riaz? Good night, Nine.
Good
Good night,
night.
chat.
Good night.
Hopefully, I think it take like 2 or 3 days. But they let me know when I'm whatchamacallit. But I'm probably gonna be on Petty Vision tomorrow, 9 times out of 10. Gary got a live at 11 a.m. Make sure y'all in there. We're in there tomorrow at 11. I'm gonna be up,
I bet.
so I'll definitely be in
Let
there.
me go to bed so I could be up. I'm like, damn, I'm late.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out, y'all.
All right, appreciate y'all, man. Hey man, appreciate Gary, appreciate Commander. Shout out to the 9. Y'all go check out Santina. She had a dope premiere earlier. I was in there. Check out my boy BDB. We gonna get him back on the mic. Y'all know Commander about to run Petty Vision with me, so we gonna be popping balloons and everything over there. So make sure y'all get over to Petty Vision. We want to build that. We'll see what's the first channel we can get to 100,000 subscribers. I believe this one can, but I think Petty Vision will get there first. So, yeah, support. You know, we putting in the work. All we asking for, like, and y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we's out. No music.